p.m. with uploaded and fascinating news stories, while the 6 p.m. news.
A pleasant good morning. Today is Monday, February 10, 2025. This is the 6 a.m. edition of Kear Newsline. 45 minutes of the most recent news reporting about Liberia and the rest of our one world. I'm Lee Monjue presenting. In the headlines, Vice President Jeremiah Kun urges authorities of Liberia City Electricity Corporation to immediately engage with partners to address the current electricity crisis, once that failure will undermine revenue generation. Amidst mounting public criticism over allegations of corruption, President Joseph Boakai suspends National Oil Company CEO roasted in Swakoko Dennis. 25-year-old Musa Azako charged and sent to court for allegedly setting ablaze the cocoa plantation of Representative Marvin Cole in Bone County. Away from Liberia, the bodies of at least 28 migrants have been recovered from a mass grave in a desert in southeast Libya, the country's Attorney General said. These plus our news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers, details of this development, our packet of West Jefferson, Weah, and the news bulletin. Good morning, Jefferson.
Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Lee. Vice President Jeremiah Kun has called for concerted efforts to address Liberia's electricity challenges to meet the demand of citizens. Vice President Kun stressed the urgent need for the government through the Liberia Electricity Corporation to engage its partners and secure resources to address the current electricity crisis confronting Liberians. He said the lack of stable electricity in the country's capital, Monrovia, is a serious issue that continues to affect Liberians and hinder the growth of businesses, thereby causing significant loss in revenue. According to him, Liberians are angry and frustrated over the situation, and therefore the government must deliver on its promises to citizens to avoid a wave of angry citizens. President Joseph Weah has with immediate effect suspended the chief executive officer of the National Oil Company of Liberia, Madam Rosalind Swakoko Dennis. The president's decision follows a resolution of the board of directors of NUCA recommending Madam Dennis's suspension and an investigation into the allegations of corruption. Madam Dennis has been ordered to turn over all government properties in her possession to the interim team headed by Fabien Michael Lai, Lucas Vice President for Operations, who will assume interim oversight of the company's operations. The government of Liberia remains committed to transparency, accountability, and good governance in all sectors, particularly in the management of the country's natural resources. An investigation of the allegations against Madam Dennis has been ordered. In a related development, Unity Party Monserrado Youth Congress is demanding the suspended NOCA CEO to immediately submit to investigation and resign. The Unity Party Youth Congress, in a release, said it is imperative for Madam Dennis to fully cooperate with the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission in the ongoing investigation surrounding allegations of corruption. According to the release from the Unity Party Youth Congress, corruption undermines the very fabric of democracy and erodes public trust at every government institution. The release stated that it is the responsibility of every public official to uphold the highest standards of integrity and ethical conduct, stressing the need for Madame Dennis to submit herself to the LACC investigation without delay. The release claimed such step is crucial not only for her personal integrity, but also for the integrity of the Unity Party and the government of Liberia as a whole. A 25-year-old man has been sent to court for allegedly setting fire in the cocoa plantation of Representative Marvin Cole in Bond County. The suspect, identified as Musa Azako, was charged with arson and disorderly conduct on Friday, February 7, by officers at the Batala police station in Yenakole district. According to Batala police commander Mustafa Swari, the incident occurred on Thursday, February 6, after Bond County authorities received a call from Paul Dawukala, a resident of Coos village, requesting urgent police intervention. Dawukala, while patrolling from Bondio town to Coos village, noticed an abandoned motorbike along the roadside. Suspicious of the situation, he began a surveillance patrol. It was during this patrol that he allegedly saw Azako coming from the bush and setting fire to the cocoa plantation. Upon realizing he had been spotted, Azako fled the scene on his motorbike. Dawakolo gave chase in a taxi, honking the horn repeatedly. However, Azako ran out of gasoline, abandoned the motorbike, and escaped into the bush. Dawakolo called for police and local community members assisted in apprehending the suspect. Azako was later captured and handed over to police along with abandoned motorbike. Representative Marvin Cole took to his Facebook page on the evening of February 6, expressing his frustration over the destruction of his cocoa plantation. Cole revealed that the fire had damaged his farm, which consists of 30,000 trees, and that he had invested over 250,000 United States dollars into the cocoa farm. President Joseph Weah has vowed to take swift action on corrupt officials in order to restore integrity with his government. The president said his government will not endorse officials who are corrupt. According to him, corrupt officials will not be given seats within his government, noting that they will be weeded out. The president, however, underscored that his leadership seeks integrity and condemned any act of corrupt practices. According to the president, the Unity Party leadership was birthed to end the long-term suffering endured by the Liberians, adding that his government is best in the interest of the people and not individuals. The government of Liberia is expected to officially launch Liberia's local campaign for a bid of a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council on Monday, February 25. Speaking with journalists over the weekend, co-chair of the steering committee, Regina Goodrich, disclosed that President Joseph Weah will lead a parade of government officials at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion on Ashmore Street in Central Monrovia. This program is intended to sensitize the Liberians about the potential benefits the nation will receive by being elected to the prestigious position on the United Nations Security Council. Liberia last served on the United Nations Security Council in 1961 and became the voice for the African liberation and independence, peace, security, and stability around the globe. As a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, Liberia will be in the position to represent the interests of Africa on critical issues pertaining to migration, climate change, gender equality, conflicts, humanitarian crisis, and terrorism. According to him, the benefits that Liberia stands to receive from this pivotal position include global recognition, the prospect for direct foreign investments, and therefore an improvement in the livelihood of the Liberian people. Amidst growing leadership dispute, Imbalto House Speaker Fonati Kufa has vowed not to recognize the majority bloc Speaker Richard Kuhn until the Supreme Court delivers a ruling on a legal challenge filed regarding the House's leadership. Kufa's legal team submitted a bill of information to the Supreme Court seeking a constitutional interpretation of the majority bloc's decision to oust Kofa from office and elect Kun as a new speaker. Kofa firmly stated that participating in sessions under Kun's leadership while the case remains unresolved will effectively legitimize Kun's leadership or speakership, a step he vehemently opposes. Speaking to journalists upon his return over the weekend, Kofa re-echoed his position and emphasized that he is awaiting the court's decision on the contentious leadership dispute. The speaker was welcomed by his supporters at Rabat's International Airport, further heightening the already tense political climate surrounding the House of Representatives. Former Chief Justice Councillor Gloria Moses Scott has called on all political parties to serve with sincerity and understand that they have a duty and responsibility to the growing number of young people in the country. She said political parties should consider themselves as a government in waiting, and as such, their leaders need to conduct themselves because their young people are in search of a direction to follow. Delivering the keynote speech at the induction of the newly inducted leadership of the Liberty Party, Councillor Scott averred that the entire system and institutions in Liberia are in crisis and there is nowhere for the people to turn to. In her induction speech, the political leader of the Liberty Party, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, who is also the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, disclosed that the memorandum of understanding in which candidates of the Liberty Party contested on the Unity Party has come to an end. She explained that she has written President Joseph Weah informing him that all those LP members who were elected on Unity Party's ticket during the Liberty Party internal wrangling have been recalled to the party. According to her, though the Liberty Party will continue to support the rescue mission of the Unity Party, but will reserve its right to constructively engage the Unity Party whenever things go wrong. For her part, the newly inducted national chairperson of the Liberty Party, Representative Ruki Barry, unveiled plans to undertake major reform in the party by reorganizing its local structures, reconciling and reopening its branches around the country. Others inducted were James Gaida, Vice Chairman for Administration, Edo Jala, Vice Chairman for Operations, Cephas Flazaminton, Vice Chairman, Inter-Party Affairs, Daniel Sando, Vice Chairman, Press and Public Affairs. And the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia, Emmanuel Gonkwa, has frowned at ruling Unity Party over failure to consider the recruitment of those he referred to as frontline soldiers who tirelessly supported the Unity Party to the presidency. Emmanuel Gonkwa said, despite several engagements to ensure those who fought for the party get rewarded, have proven fruitless. According to him, such action clearly shows President Boakar's inability to lead the country. He asserted that it is time for President Boakar to implore supporters who campaign through the length and breadth of the country to ensure the Unity Party victory in 2023. Well, Lee, those were the latest from the news center, and it's back to you for continuation.
Jefferson, Weah, and a full bulletin of news from the news center. He returns with our foreign development. Straight into the news, Vice President Jeremiah Kun has called for concerted effort to address Liberia's electricity challenges to meet the demand of citizens. Vice President Kun stressed the urgent need for the government through the Liberia Electricity Corporation to engage its partners and secure resources to address the current electricity confronting Liberians. Here, Jeremiah Kun speaking to reporters in Nimba County.
after my opening remarks, President took over and started experiencing power outage in the plant, especially January 22nd to quarter, February, March. So already complete everything. Everything else is put it to me on 2 hours, you know, to me 2 hours. If you are coming from here on 2 hours, the manual has to be the hospital. Imagine someone on the surgical table. The doctors are hooking you up already. They're quarantined. That's what we done. The Western world, the hospital, will pay a lot of money. You know, you are working out with the investigation, so somebody died of $39. And so those are people die because of the sleep power. And that's what we're trying to find. The second year, beginning the second year, the second class is making the president 1 year, and we are still doing the same problem. That's why the president asked us to see how we can find a way to have a short term and a long term. And the president has already ordered making you chairperson of the internal steering committee. We need our partners to talk to them. Now, Lord, we need some action now. While we are getting all of the renewable energy and the having on that capacity, we shouldn't be taking excuses. We should be telling the people we have solved the problem for short term, but this solution is not the solution that will last forever. Because we know the cause of our problems is working. But and take the street because the government is not responding to their needs. They can bring the government down. If they bring the government down, remove teachers. Government came down before we destroy all of our own Africa. All of the 18 last years, we destroy all.
Vice President Jeremiah Cohn. President Joseph Boakai has vowed to take swift action against corrupt officials in order to restore integrity within his government. The president said his government would not endorse officials who are corrupt. According to him, corrupt officials will not be given seats within his government. Here's President Boakai speaking.
And we will make sure that the management and control of the resources will be done properly. All of the people who there, get out with when the time gets going, you go there, everybody say, "Yeah, in my house used to be." You didn't know it didn't have a house. So everybody said, "We support you." So, all right, we welcome to it. But if you come with a bad habit, we will get you out. This time is like really different. If you can go and tear anywhere, if you're not tired seeing the other people suffering, we are not tired making sure that we put the right people in the right places to serve them. Thank you.
President Joseph Human Boakai. The government of Liberia will on today launch Liberia's local campaign for a bid for non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Speaking with journalists over the weekend, the co-chair of the steering committee, Regina Goodrich, disclosed that President Joseph Boakai will lead array of government officials at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion on Ashland Street in Central Monrovia. According to him, the benefit that Liberia stands to receive from the pivotal position include global recognition, the prospect of direct foreign investment, and therefore an improvement in the livelihood of the Liberian people.
His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, will officially launch Liberia's local campaign for a bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council 2026-2027. The program will be held on Monday, February 10 2025 at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion, Ashmore Street, Monrovia, Liberia. This program is intended to sensitize the Liberian public and to inform the citizens of this nation about the potential benefits that Liberia will receive by being elected to this prestigious position on the United Nations Security Council. Liberia last served on the UN Security Council in 1961 and became the voice for African liberation and independence, peace, security, and stability around the globe. As a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, Liberia will be in a position to represent the interests of Africa on critical issues pertaining to migration, climate change, gender equality, conflicts, humanitarian crises, and terrorism.
Regina Gurish there speaking with journalists. The, minis- the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Louis Poto, has declared lack of compassionate care for patients at various health facilities as one of the challenges confronting Liberia's health sector. According to Dr. Poto, nurses and doctors at most government or private health facilities in Liberia lack basic human relationship and compassion for patients seeking medical attention. Dr. Poto made this remark at ceremony marking President Joseph Boakai official tour at the Monjue Health Center in Lower Margibi County over the weekend.
I want to caution you that a hospital or healthcare center is not only the structure, the medical materials, but primary to that is the passion for the patient. What we have noticed over the time is that compassionate care is lacking in Liberia. I, as the Minister of Health, sometimes I go to health facilities, and because I don't really circulate in the population, a lot of people don't know me. And I go and just sit and observe. This particular time that I observed, I went to Bamba, and somewhere in a small village, they didn't know me, I just went and observed. And this lady came with her child crying, and the push of this health worker, it was unimaginable. And then I also went to some other hospitals and just sat and looked. And when I'm going at this by myself, sometimes my compassion gets me away. But I wish I already died. I would just and throw me in with dissolve into the population like that. So and the healthcare worker was actually saying unnecessary things to the patient. So that is what it's lacking. It's not this beautiful building. It's not the equipment. It's the attitude of the healthcare workers. So what we as the Ministry of Health, through the instrumentality of the President, we spoke with the Indian government, and 2 weeks ago, 27 nurses, they are going to India to learn ethical training.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of Monjue Foundation and owner of the Monjue Health Center, Charles Sayo, noted that a health facility was constructed to help provide quality service to Liberians, especially the underprivileged. He emphasized the need to prioritize citizens' health in Liberia, calling for the support of the Liberian government and international organizations.
Provide quality, affordable, accessible health care to the people of Liberia, especially the undeserved. However, as we strive to fulfill this mission, Mr. President, we face significant challenges that require the urgent intervention of your state office and the government and that of our international community. Your Excellency, the harsh reality remains that many Liberians continue to lose their lives due to a high cost of medical treatment, leading to an alarming mortality rate, particularly among women and children. In response, we are opening up we just opened up a 15-bed clinic in Othersville just a month ago. And at this clinic, Mr. President, at 2,000 Liberian dollars can get a child free labs and a free medication with it. This initiative reflects our unwavering commitment to ensuring that no Liberian is denied health care due to financial hardship. We recognize and commend the government Arrest Agenda 2030, which focuses on agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, health, and sanitation, tourism. A strategic vision, Mr. President, which was designed to empower Liberians and drive national development. At Monjue, we firmly believe that healthcare is the foundation of national growth, and access to quality medical health services directly impacts the success of this agenda.
Cha Seon is the Chief Executive Officer of Mandra Foundation and owner of Mandra Health Center, and a lesson to Health Minister Dr. Louis Kuto. Former Chief Justice Gloria Moses Court has called on all political parties to serve with sincerity and understand that they have a duty and responsibility to the growing number of young people in the country. The former Liberia Chief Justice made this remark when she delivered a keynote speech at the induction of the newly inducted leadership of the Liberty Party over the weekend.
Each political party in this country is a government in waiting. So I urge Liberty Party, I urge our own party, Unity Party. We need to serve with sincerity. We need to see our country, see the young people of this country, and understand that we have a duty and responsibility to them. We need to organize ourselves in such a way, conduct ourselves in leadership, understanding that since the 70s to the 80s to the 2000s, our youth have been looking for what direction to take. The family in this country is in crisis. The church is in crisis. The mosque is in crisis. Every aspect of our country is in crisis. The educational system, the court system, all the integrity institutions in this country, we are in crisis. We are
For part, the political leader of the Liberty Party, Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, who is also the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, disclosed that a memorandum of understanding in which candidates of the Liberty Party contested on the Unity Party ticket has come to an end. She explained that she has written President Joseph Boakai, informing him that all those LP members who were elected on Unity Party's ticket during the Liberty Party internal wrangling have been recalled to the party.
coming from the time we began our special national convention for program time of John Resolution. So today, at this particular present ceremony of our special national convention, we wish to announce that we have decided to put all our differences behind us and look ahead to expand, strengthen, and prepare our party as the next reliable, dependable, similar alternative for leadership of our country. Our preparation starts with the recruitment of like-minded individuals to join this institution where everybody is coming. In addition to our reconciliation, which is our most striking experience from leadership, our next immediate plan is to institutionalize the Democratic Party to ensure that our structures are strengthened and systems are put in place to make the party stronger, more vibrant, and more open. To the rescue mission, we remain a significant partner for ensuring that the government proceeds in the interest of our country. As we also move on as an opposition political party, and we look forward to constructive criticism and providing suggestions for progress.
For part, the newly inducted national chairperson of the Liberty Party, Representative Rugi Barry, unveiled plans to undertake major reforms in the party by reorganizing its local structures, reconciling and reopening its branches around the country.
We gather not to dwell in the past, but to chart a new course, a course of reconciliation, a course of reform, a course of recovery, and a course of rebuilding. This vision is not new. It is a vision set forth by our founding father, Councillor Charles Walker Bromshin. As we move forward, we must draw our strength from his vision and let his legacy guide our strength. The theme of my special statement is reconciliation, reform, recovery, and rebuilding. A new dawn for the Liberty Party. The first step in our renewal is reconciliation. Without unity, we cannot move forward. We must heal all wounds, rebuild broken relationships, and embrace one another as parties bound by our shared purpose. That is why, starting today, we will launch a reconciliation initiative to engage every member, past and present, and ensure that all voices are heard. We must modernize our party, strengthen our internal structures, and ensure that the Liberty Party operates with transparency, accountability, and democracy at its core. We
Newly inducted National Chairperson of Liberty Party, Representative Rugi Bari, and listened to the political leader of Liberty Party, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence. Well, listeners, indeed, if you are just tuning, you are listening to the Mondays, February 10, 2025, 6 a.m. edition of Kear Newsline. I'm Lee Monjue presenting. In the headlines, Vice President Jeremiah Kun urges authorities of the Liberia Electricity Corporation to immediately engage with partners to address the current electricity crisis across the country, once that failure will undermine revenue generation. Amidst mounting public criticism over allegations of corruption, President Joseph Boakai suspends National Oil Company CEO Rosalind Swakoko Dennis. 25-year-old Musa Azako charged and sent to court for allegedly setting ablaze the cocoa plantation of Representative Marvin Cole in Pom County. And away from Liberia, the bodies of at least 28 migrants have been recovered from a mass grave in a desert in southeast Libya, the country's Attorney General said. We'll take another break to be back with more developments. Many thanks for rejoining us. The Liberia Telecommunication Authority is expected to complete the construction of its headquarters for a full maiden in Sheffield Town, Lower Margibi County. Speaking at the headquarters, the acting chairperson, Abdullah Kamara, said the new headquarters, when completed, will contain modern equipment and technology and host offices of the Liberia Telecommunication Authority and will decongest staff and employees of the entity. He made the comments during a tour of the LTA new headquarters construction site over the weekend.
We have to monitor them and make sure that even to protect some of them from intrusion with cyber security. So a lot of things will be happening. Right now, we are constrained from building. If you went into LTA, I think some of you have been there. People are pretty much contact of each other, sitting more or less of each other now. But not everybody was like, everybody said that they got it. So we got, we actually need this space. Additionally, we have some of our staff in another building with a third party that is helping us with monitoring. So those people are going to be housed under our own supervision. So you can budget in every department in the if you don't realize that the department will be everybody to my nephew to the department will give you into to department if you need to know that and somebody have to help you in. They will be very welcoming. So we make sure that the sufficient for our city capacity. On the ground floor, is where most of the customer relationships will happen. Um, like consumer affairs, people that want to walk in and put that complaint or even know about, more of the LTE. And also, all the hospital will have licensing unit. They also engaging together with the public when you want a radio license, you want a frequency. So now the way often you can do those transactions. So this flow mostly will be to interface with the customers and citizens and what the housekeeping, maintenance, and the general operation logistics also on the ground. And
He is the acting chairperson, Abdullah, Abdullah Kamara of the Liberia Telecommunication Authority. The Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Forces of Liberia, Emmanuel Gongwe, has front at ruling Unity Party over failure to consider the recruitment of those referred to as frontline soldiers who tirelessly supported the party to the presidency. Emmanuel Gongwe said despite several engagements to ensure those who fought for the party get reward have proven fruitless. He spoke at the Liberty Party convention over the weekend.
the Liberian people. Because if that government fails, that burden protest will come to all of us, whether we like it or not. We cannot escape for any reason from the essences of the government. It is time that we hold them accountable in a mature way. For me, I have said it to the president clearly. If the approaches of the government don't change, by the time we go to convention, we'll withdraw ourselves. We are back. We're going to convention this year. In the year that there's no power, we are not scared of fighting. We are not scared of trouble. We are clear today, Madam President, you are aware that you spoke to the people now and the rest of the other people to accommodate those who protected the folks went across the country, deployed in the night and in the day. Not a single person of those who protected the vote have been recruited in the security sector. Not a single person. And we are all sitting down comfortable and the unity party is comfortable. I am saying this, I said it the other day and people took it for granted. In the EFF alone, we have about 700 persons in the security. The day we decide to disrupt the government, nobody will understand what's going on. I'm saying
Emmanuel Gongwe is the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Forces of Liberia. The National Theatre Garment and Allied Workers Union President Weah Stewart has accused the institution's acting board of directors of what he described as rampant corruption. According to Stewart, such action by the acting board of directors is undermining the institution's growth. Speaking at program marking the official dedication ceremony of the institution's headquarters in Monrovia over the weekend, Stewart vowed to lead a legal action against the institution's acting board and ensure it is dissolved to democratically elect a new board of directors.
now the word of God moves forward. We have received money that we can pay for it to continue what they put up. We have been used for everything. I will tell you one thing. I will tell you. I can't go to the business of the poor. I'm not going to do it. What are you? Everyone. And I go there. I keep telling them. You go there. And I really have to. It's there to bring more money. And I'm not going to benefit the contract. It's only a public that will be the one to see on the that made them the goal to go in the power.
Reed Stewart is the president of Liberia National Theatre Garment and Allied Workers Union. The African Women for Jesus to All Nations has officially declared that Liberia's future hinges on the power of prayer. Speaking at the press conference in Monrovia, the chairperson of the organization, Archbishop Matilda Todd, unveiled Tsunami 2025, a national prayer movement that calls on Liberian women to unite in faith and petition God for the country's spiritual and national revival. Archbishop Todd emphasized that Liberia, as Africa's first independent nation, holds a unique responsibility not only to the political sphere but also in the realm of faith.
I am here to talk about Tsunami 2025, the national call to prayer, its turning point in our country's history. It's not just another event, it is the beginning of something great and better. It's a movement that gather women for all over the world to pray for our nation, and every year as we will do. As a African independent nation, that we have a divine responsibility. We must all believe not just in politics, but in faith. Many times we wait for all people will cry out to God. But this one, we are doing something different. We are coming to God before the Christ, before the disaster, and before the storm. So I'm going to God is called to God. It is to keep everyone that Liberia belongs to Jesus Christ. We are launching this annual prayer movement because we believe that one, Liberia future depends on God, not just government or human strength. Our women have the power to change this nation through prayer. It is time to seek God, not just in near a faith, but in times of faith.
The chairperson of the African Women for Jesus to All Nations, Archbishop Matilda Tide. In foreign news, the bodies of at least 28 migrants have been recovered from a mass grave in the desert in southeast Libya, the country's Attorney General said. The grave was discovered north of Kufra, just days after another mass grave with 19 bodies were found on a farm in the same city. Officials found the latest grave following a raid on a human trafficking site where authorities freed 76 migrants who had been detained and tortured, the office of the Attorney General posted on Facebook. One Libyan and two foreigners have been arrested, it added. Images shared online with the BBC has not independently verified show police and volunteers digging in the sand before placing corpses in black bags. The search in Kufra, more than 1,700 kilometers from Libya capital Tripoli, is continuing. The Attorney General said the bodies re- recovered have been taken for autopsy, with investigators suspecting links to smuggling network. Authorities are documenting the testimonies of survivors. Last year, a mass grave containing the bodies of at least 65 migrants were found in the southeast of Libya. The International Organization for Migration described it as shocking at the time. That's the foreign development. Well, listeners, on that note, this I would like to draw down the curtains of today's Monday, February 10, 2025, 6 a.m. edition of Kear Newsline. Many thanks to all of our reporters, contributors, editors who have been making this edition of the program a success. Many thanks to Jefferson Weah who brought for us a full bulletin of national news. James Walk sat at control and handled the technical aspect. Many thanks to Sam Warber who ensured our visibility goes beyond the studio. Before we take a recap of our headlines. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn urges authorities of Liberia Electricity Corporation to immediately engage with partners to address the current electricity crisis, warns that failure will undermine revenue generation. Amidst mounting public criticism over allegations of corruption, President Joseph Boakai suspends National Oil Company CEO Rosalind Swakoko Dennis. 25-year-old Musa Azako charged in Central Court for allegedly setting ablaze the cocoa plantation of Representative Marvin Cole in Pond County. The bodies of at least 28 migrants have been recovered from a mass grave in a desert in southeast Libya, the country's Attorney General said. These plus other developments will brought you for more news. Join the station at 12 p.m. at which time Kear Newsline will return with more developing stories. I'm Lee Monjue. I presented. Good morning.